Hi, this is Matthew. Let's go over assignment 3, market research. So again, you need to follow the instructions. So the highlighted says you only have to complete these areas in the response for credit. So these are questions that you should ask yourself to give you confidence that the business model that you've created is feasible, or it can actually be implemented and run successfully. And furthermore, this content will give you information that when we work on future modules, that this business model could prove it would be a profitable business model. Okay? So remember, the business model is just the engine that makes you money. Your business is what you actually create in order to run the business model. You might have multiple business models running within a business, but we're really focusing on the specific business model that you've created, doing some market research there, trying to identify how you might wrap a business around it. And then in the next module, under module 4, we'll do some profit projections to see if you can actually have a profit in there. But you need to do some research for it. So remember, market research is about asking the right questions. And so this is a list of questions that describe your industry and then describe a market that you could potentially enter and see if you could be successful. Okay, so let's just review for a second. In the business model, I was focusing on people that need caffeine fast. I would have a small drive-through coffee stand that is quick. So we're not offering a full, big coffee market, coffee restaurant, coffee shop. We're just offering more like a stand, or a quick, like a place where they go, stop, get a coffee and leave, or maybe even a drive-through, right, to get quick coffee fast. So the first thing is to remember, describe your industry. So the industry is bigger than San Diego. The coffee industry, you can consider it being on a global scale, because your suppliers are probably not producing coffee in the United States. So, the supply of coffee might come from other countries. So the industry would be the coffee industry. So coffee industry. Now you can go find the NICS code, right? You can find expected annual sales, but your coffee is probably, I would define it a little bit more narrowly than just the bigger, larger coffee industry. I would probably try to say the coffee retail industry. So these are people that get coffee from suppliers, grind it up, actually make the coffee and sell it directly to the customers. Okay? And I only ask you to identify an industry association. So remember what we talked about in the videos is that you want to go to Google and you want to type in coffee, and I would put retail in there, industry association. And you're probably going to get a lot because there's a lot of coffee markets out there. So I didn't find it on this first one. I don't think this is the organization, but right now I'm getting the retail market for coffee in the U.S. industry data trends. You always want to be careful with information you get off the internet, of course, but you know what? This might be good just to poke around on. So you can get some trends, and it's from August 2018. So one of the things you want to look for is it legitimate information, and is it current? But it looks like they do have some information here that's good. Remember that most times people want to give you reports. You can purchase a full report. If you were legitimately going to start this business, you might want to find some information that has reports that you can incorporate into your market research. Again, the goal of market research being to ask questions that can help you identify if your business will be feasible and profitable. So I'm just going to make some notes here. It's really, really easy to fall into the rabbit hole of marketing research, where you just get trapped searching for more and more information. So don't get tempted to lead yourself down into this hole of more and more information. So this is not answering the question. The question is identify an industry association. So always try to focus on the question. Try to get that. So Coffee Retail Industry Association. Ooh, the National Coffee Association. The NCA Coffee Market Research. No. Here's one from NRN. What is NRN? I don't know. Always ask yourself, who is this that's giving me this information? There's 3 coffee associations. Let's see what they say. So it looks like they're saying, this is one of those clickbait things. Jeez, I can't even get to the information on here. 3 coffee associations. Oh, you have to register? I have to pay? Who am I, some rich person that pays for my information? I get my information off the internet free. So let's go to NCA USA. Alright. So this is a legitimate looking website. Doesn't mean it is legitimate, but it looks like they're actually having events here. An annual convention. So I usually go, whenever I go to the industry association, I look at the industry resources. I go to the about. I see what people get. And I always ask the question of, what do I get? Right? So, members. I usually look for learn about membership or member benefits. So you usually have to join a membership association. How can serve your business? We serve coffee, meaning our members across the supply chain. That means people that supply coffee might be members. The suppliers that we talked about earlier. So you can have an interest inquiry. But I really want to find out what is the information. So here's a little promo. I'd probably check that out. So I really want to see, what am I getting for my money? How much does it cost? I might have to enter all this stuff in to find my information. So if I were legitimately starting this business, this might be a good resource for me to join. And guess what? The industry association has industry resources like economic impact, market research. So guess what? You don't have to end up spending lots of time answering all these other questions. If you were legitimately starting this business, these are the types of questions I would want to answer in order to understand if I could be successful or not. What's the expected sales? How many customers? How many businesses compete? And guess what? The industry association has all those. So I think that I'm just going to copy this right here. National Coffee Association of the USA. And I will say National Coffee Association of the USA. And I will paste the website, National. Okay. So if I want to really geek out on this and fill out the rest, that would be great. You don't have to do this if this is not a legitimate business that you're running. But these are the first 2 steps that I would look at, is understanding the retail industry and then trying to find an industry association. Okay? So you may need to go back to these and fill them in a little bit to help you with Module 4. But right now, I would just move on. So the next thing is describe your competitors. So this requires you to understand what market you're going to be in. The industry is a larger group of competitors and suppliers and even customers. And that could be a nationwide or even a worldwide group. The market is something more local. So this is where, if you're actually having a physical business, it would be like, I'm going to open a coffee shop into the San Diego market, and I'm going to look at going into, I don't know, University Heights. So that would be a local market, and there are other coffee shops there, and there are customers that shop. So people are likely not going to drive from Chula Vista to University Heights. They'd rather shop in their own local market. Right? So people tend to be like, how big is that market? So remember, there's a circle around your market. So pick a local market and then describe the top 3 competitors. So it would help me if you wrote something like this. Maybe at the top, I should have left a column for it. But I would say local business, or to be set up in University Heights. Okay, so that would be good for me to know, like that's where you're going to use. So I suggest doing something like that. Describe your product, small coffee stand in University Heights. So you can put it here if you want. And then you're going to compare yourself to 3 local competitors. So you've picked your market, University Heights. You picked your business model, small coffee stand. So you don't really know what you're going to do yet, but doing market research kind of lends you, like, if I were a customer, and you want to place yourself into the customer's shoes at this point during market research. If I were a customer and I needed hot coffee fast, which is your business model, where would I go to resolve this? And so your job is to pick 3 competitors. So one is, I would say, you could also pick something that your competition is not only just another business, but that might be make coffee at home. Okay? So the competitor 2 and 3, I would always suggest picking at least 2 other businesses, right? Because if someone makes coffee at home, they're not going to you. So you're competing against that as well. So use Google, right? I always like to start with maps. Where is maps.google.com? And I'm going, why did I pick University Heights? Where is it? Okay. So if I click in this area, okay, so this is an area east of the 163, south of Interstate 8, right? So it's kind of got, it's not quite into Hillcrest, it's kind of northwest of North Park. So this is the area right here, and then if I type in again, I type in coffee shop, I'm going to get a bunch of locations in here. So in this area, I've got 2. So somebody lives in this local market right here. Where are they going to go to get a coffee shop? They have Mystic Mocha, they have Lestat's, they have Twigs, they have Morning Bird. So it's always good to just pick 2. You can do this more if you want. There's another Lestat's down there. So let's go to Lestat's on Park, and let's use them as an example. Lestat's on Park. And let's use another one. Let's just pick another one, Mystic Mocha. So what we're trying to do here is figure out what do they do? What's their business model that they have that makes them special, right? We're trying to figure that out. Ideally, you would go there and see, like, what's their business model? Who do they cater to? What's their thing that they do special? So you can do this mostly online. They have great reviews. They've got 829 reviews at 4.5. So you can kind of start to figure out what they do. So it looks like they have a nice sit down. They've got cakes. They've got an outdoor environment. It looks like they have food there. Is that true? Okay. So they've got a nice atmosphere. They've got coffee, of course. They've got coffee. So what's going to be different than us? We're going to be doing stuff coffee fast, right? So it looks like, how would I describe them? So one of them, the things that we want to compare our business to in a competitor is a price, but we want to identify 3 other features that we can use to compare them. Usually I would say things like atmosphere is important. I would say, let's see, convenience, because that's going to be something I'd want to compare because we're trying to make things fast, and maybe quality of the product. So those are 3 things to compare plus price, and then finally it's a unique value to the customer. So describe what that makes them unique. So atmosphere is, for making it at home, is kind of boring. Been there, like, every day. Not many people to chat with. Convenience is very convenient. Very convenient to make coffee at home. Quality is not so good. Have to buy it in the quality I like. So for people that shop at home, like, if they just open their cupboard, they might not have quality coffee, but they could potentially buy quality coffee. The price is low, but equipment costs can be high. So I'm also realizing I haven't described the product for making coffee at home, and it's like brewing coffee on your own. So customers are, instead of going out and buy it, they're going to buy the coffee and brew it on their own. So the unique value of customer is typically cost less, but troublesome and time consuming to make, right? So I guess you don't want to write all the things that are bad about it. So why would it be of value to the customer? I guess it would cost less, more control over the product. So we want to talk about things that are of value to the customer. Okay, so the stats on Park. This is where you need to spend some time like looking at the stats. Looks like they have a nice atmosphere. I haven't been there. Actually, I have been. It's been a while. So that would be a good sized coffee shop with unique atmosphere. Full menu. And I'm guessing it's full menu based on the photos. So the price is, I was hoping to get a menu without having to walk in there. Obviously it's better for us to walk in there. One thing you might find that's easier is to go to Yelp.com and we type in the stats coffee in University Heights, because I know there's 2 locations. That's in Normal Heights. Is that the same one? It's on. Hello. The stats on Park Boulevard. That's the Adamus Avenue. So this is the same one. We want to make sure we're doing the right one. So if we look at here, sometimes they have under this, they have the photos. You click on that, and they might have it under category. They might show the menu on there. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, is the menu item. See all photos. Oh, there we go. So, menu. You can't really see the menu here. Oh, that's someone making the menu. So you might have to go in there. So if you're not able to go and drive and actually visit the place in there, you might be able to see the menu, but that's what I'm looking for because I'm trying to answer the question, what is the price? So I'm going to say moderate. I'm just going to guess right now. What is the atmosphere? Nice, comfortable, friendly atmosphere. Convenience, average. Convenience. Quality, higher than average. All right. So what is their unique value? Their unique value is that coffee in a comfortable atmosphere with food options. And I should say hot food options. It appears that they actually have cooked food. So your business, you've got, we could go to the Mystic Mocha and do something similar, but what you're trying to do is find out what is a unique value. So each of these options are unique. What is yours? You know your unique value is hot, good quality, fast, right? And your price is mid-range. It's not going to be as high as Lestat's. It's not going to be as low as if somebody made it their own. And you have low to no atmosphere in your restaurant where they're paying for their nice, comfortable atmosphere and they're charging a little bit more of a higher price, right? So mid-range coffee, convenience, super fast. So you're faster, you get that coffee faster than these, right? The quality is high quality, right? So you could go low quality, that'd be like a McDonald's, but then you're competing with them, but because they have super fast coffee as well at their cafes. So this is where you're going. So you're not low range, You're super fast. You have high quality, hot, good quality, fast. Maybe say good, high quality. You're not the upper quality in all of them. So you could go back to the last one, but you're not going to do it. So I challenge you to do 3 competitors, but for this example, I'm only going to pick 2 competitors in your business. So what we want is we realize that not everyone can offer everything, and when we look at coffee shops in our area, now we know that there's a difference, and you put yourself in your customer's mind, and they're like, oh, I go to Lestat's for this. Oh, I go to Twigs for that. I go to Grinds for this. I go to McCafe for this. And that's what we want to do is try to understand how we fit in with our coffee shop. And is there anything else? The market. You would describe your customers. So this is where you would describe your market, where you're going to be. So describe it so I understand. University Heights area. And I don't care if your stuff is spelled right or not. Heights area. How many customers are within this boundary? So this is where it's going to be a challenge for you to do. It's for your own reflection. You don't need to have it completed for full credit. So you can complete this as much as you can. There are some information on how you can find that. I would start with Google. Population statistics for San Diego University Heights. So just focus on using Google as your resource to answer the question, how many customers within this boundary? So these are total population is about 11,151. And where did you get it? I always encourage people to also include the place where they got it from. Okay, so those are the potential customers, right? Makeup, describe in segmentation. Maybe it talks about medium age. So go through this, kind of understand like who they are as well as good as you can. And so median income, I'm getting some information there. So fill those in. So your target customers, you're not going to sell to all 11,000 of those customers. So who is your target market? And this is where I encourage you to really go back to your business model and figure it out who it is. Is it mostly males or females or LGBT? Who is your target market that you're going to sell to? Mostly single people, millennials, married, income, education level. So go through and just assess, like describe through these questions who it is that you're actually selling it to. So I'll leave this for you from my coffee shop to decide. But for geographic area, it's University Heights area, San Diego, California. Motivation to buy. And so this should be directly from your business model, but you may have changed it based on your market research. So good quality coffee, fast. That's why they want to go to you. How and where customers buy. So usually go to coffee shop or make it home. Okay, so this is your market research. So the next one is in preparation of Module 4, we want to talk about the variable costs and startup costs and fixed costs for your business. So you may not know these things yet, but you're trying to identify what it is, what are the costs for your type of business. So I'm not going to go into those right now. I'll come back and I'll do another video on that one, okay? All right, so get to work on your market research, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.